Genoa City, WI. The sun may set over the tranquil waters of Lake Michigan, but the storms that rage within the city's elite never seem to subside. In the world of the young and the restless, peace is a fleeting illusion, and love is often a weapon wielded by the most powerful. This week, the intricate and often tragic tapestry of Genoa City is once again stained with blood, and the whispers of heartbreak are growing into a roar of accusation. The Abbott Mansion, a symbol of resilience and legacy, has become a house of horrors. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, the patriarch who has weathered corporate takeovers, familial betrayals, and romantic disasters, now lies in a sterile hospital bed, fighting for his life. His wife, Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, the woman he fought so hard to reclaim, is poised on the precipice of mortality, her body acting as a battlefield for a lethal injection administered by the woman known as Patty Williams, Stacy Heidick. Yet, while Patty's trembling hands hold the syringe, the source of the blame is rapidly shifting. In the opulent living room of the Newman Ranch, a reckoning is brewing that threatens to shatter the fragile peace Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and Victor Newman, Eric Braden, have so tentatively built. The question isn't just whether Jack and Diane will survive, it's whether the Newman union can survive the fallout. According to inside sources close to the production, the seismic shift in Nikki's perspective is imminent. For weeks, she has been dealing with her own personal crisis, a deteriorating eyesight that has left her feeling vulnerable and isolated. Victor, in a display of rare vulnerability, has been her rock, guiding her through the darkness, both literal and figurative. It was this shared struggle that seemed to be paving the way for the romantic reunion fans have been clamoring for. The warmth was returning to their touch, the easy banter hinting at the love that once conquered all. But the legacy of Victor Newman is not one of peace. It is one of war, and the collateral damage of his latest conquest, Jack Abbott, is about to cost him everything. The architect of chaos. Victor's fatal error for years, the rivalry between Jack Abbott and Victor Newman has been the cornerstone of Genoa City drama. It is a conflict born of egos, of corporate greed, and of the shared love for the woman who stands at the center of this current storm. Nikki. Victor has never forgiven Jack for the moments of happiness he shared with Nikki, and Jack has never forgiven Victor for the times he hurt her. This time, however, Victor's desire for revenge took a specific and reckless turn, after orchestrating a kidnapping plot to destroy Jack and Diane's marriage. A plan that involved the yacht and a seduction attempt. Victor found a tool he thought was perfect, Patty Williams. Let's be clear. Victor didn't just happen upon Patty. He sought her out. He hired a mentally fragile woman, a woman with a documented history of delusions, obsession, and violence, to be his weapon of mass destruction. We saw him hand her a bag of money, congratulating her on a job well done. But here is the crux of the looming tragedy that the Newman family is about to face. Victor did not stop there. His mistake wasn't just hiring Patty. It was his callous encouragement of her continued presence. When he learned she was staying in town to continue tormenting Jack, he was pleased. He saw it as a perpetual punishment, a haunting reminder of Jack's failures. In his arrogance, the mustache completely underestimated the monster he had unleashed. He viewed Patty as a chaotic nuisance, a fly buzzing around Jack's head, not as a powder keg ready to explode. He never considered that her obsession with Jack, coupled with her fragile mental state, would inevitably escalate from psychological warfare to attempted murder. Victor saw Patty as a means to an end, a source close to the Abbott family confided. He saw the unhinged part of her as a benefit. He thought it would make her more effective, more menacing to Jack. He completely discounted the real danger she posed to everyone around her. He opened Pandora's box and then walked away. The Abbott siege. A double murder attempt, the result of Victor's miscalculation, is devastating. Jack's initial attack left him fighting for his life, and the subsequent attempt on his life in the hospital, which was thwarted by Sharon Newman, of all people, proves how dangerously close to death he came. Now, the target has shifted to Diane. Patty, believing she is protecting Jackie from the woman who doesn't deserve him, has injected Diane with a syringe carrying a dangerous substance. As we speak, the Abbott family is rallying around Diane's bed, praying for a miracle. This isn't just an attack on Jack's wife, it's an attack on the very foundation of the Abbott legacy. These violent acts are the culmination of Victor's carelessness. It was one thing to play games with boardrooms and stock prices. It is another thing entirely to weaponize a person's mental illness for personal gain. The line between corporate warfare and criminal culpability has been crossed, and the blood is on Victor's hands. The rise of the matriarch. Nikki's awakening. Nikki Newman has been in the dark, but her darkness is about to be illuminated by a blinding, anger-fueled light. The Newmans, in an attempt to protect her from the stress of the crisis given her own health issues, have been keeping the severity of the Abbott situation from her. However, history tells us that the truth always finds a way to surface in Genoa City. It's highly likely that Nikki will overhear a hushed conversation, piece together fragments of gossip, or receive an anonymous tip, perhaps from a vengeful Phyllis Summers or a cryptic Adam Newman, that forces her to demand the truth. And when she learns the whole truth, that Victor is responsible for putting the woman who nearly murdered her into Jack Abbott's orbit, the reaction will be nuclear. Victor's justification will be his standard rhetoric: Jack Abbott had it coming. He needs to be destroyed. I do what I do to protect this family. But Nikki will see right through it. For once, his addiction to revenge won't be viewed as a strength but as a fatal, narcissistic flaw. How could you? Nikki will ask, her voice trembling not with fear, but with disgust. You didn't just hurt Jack. You brought a wildfire into our city, and now it's burning down everything. You taught Patty that her actions were okay. You validated her psychosis with a paycheck and a pat on the back. The consequences for Victor and Nikki's reunion. For weeks, we have watched Nikki soften toward Victor. The health scare brought them closer, a reminder of their mortality and their enduring connection. The fans, the shit fans and the Vicky fans alike, have been holding their breath, waiting for the moment they would reunite in the bedroom, a symbolic healing of the ultimate power couple. This latest crisis is the ultimate test. Can the couple survive when the enemy is not an outsider, but the very man she is trying to love? Victor will argue that he never intended for Jack to get hurt physically. He will claim that Patty went rogue, that she acted on her own volition. But Nikki is too smart for that. She understands that when you play with fire, you can't cry when you get burned. This is a setback that could delay their romantic reunion indefinitely. More than that, it could kill it. Nikki has always been the moral compass in Victor's life. When he crosses a line, she is there to pull him back. But there is a point where forgiveness is no longer a virtue, and complicity becomes condemnation. Nikki might take a step back, not just from Victor, but from the entire Newman machine. She might realize that to protect herself, her sobriety, and her own moral compass, she needs to distance herself from the man who values winning over humanity. The deeper implications. The legacy of the Newman and Abbott feud. This storyline is much bigger than a single act of violence. It is a stark commentary on the generational legacy of the feud between the Abbotts and the Newmans. Victor has spent his life trying to destroy the Abbotts, never realizing that he is also destroying his own family in the process. Nikki loves Victor, but she has always loved Jack Abbott in a different, softer way. He is the good man she could have had, the peace she could have known. To see Victor responsible for nearly erasing him from existence is a psychological blow that will alter her perception of her husband permanently. It forces Nikki to confront a terrifying question. Is the man she loves a monster? And if he is, can she continue to stand by him? What's next for Genoa City? As the Abbott family grapples with the potential loss of two of its leading members, the Newman household is headed for a fracture that could be irreparable. The legal implications for Victor are enormous. While he wasn't the one holding the knife, he was the one who put the weapon in the killer's hand. Could the authorities find a way to hold him accountable? Meanwhile, Patty Williams is being dealt with by the justice system, but her capture brings little relief. The damage is done. Jack, if he survives, will be on a path of vengeance unlike anything we've ever seen. He will have a target on Victor Newman's back that is bigger than any corporate takeover. His quest to destroy Newman Enterprises will likely become a personal crusade, a fight for the life of the woman he loves. And what of Diane? Her survival is paramount. She is the glue holding Jack together. If she dies, Jack will not be able to control his rage. If she lives, she will become a fierce protector of her family, demanding justice that transcends the boardroom. Nikki's reaction is the barometer for the audience. If she can forgive Victor, perhaps we can too. But based on the high stakes of this narrative, it seems unlikely. Nikki has been a victim of Victor's machinations before. She has seen the lengths he will go to get what he wants. But this feels different. This feels like a betrayal of the very core of who she is. She is a woman who survived abuse, who fought for her sobriety, who has always strived to be a better person. Seeing Victor exploit a woman's mental illness is a trigger that will not just anger her, it will fundamentally wound her. The romantic reunion is on hold. The future of the Newman-Abbott alliance is in jeopardy. and the heart of Genoa City is once again in turmoil. Stay tuned. The drama is far from over. In fact, the most shocking chapter of this saga is just about to begin.